Aloha! Thank you for the opportunity to work with Miss Martha. She's a very, very sweet dog. Excuse me. She has a lot of potential. Martha. And I feel that we're just scratching the surface of her potential right now. She does want to please, but she is overstimulated by her environment. She's just sensitive. She gets distracted very, very easily. Martha. And I feel there's still trust issues with Martha. Whether she can trust people or not. So, for example, if we call her to come, she's been coming, but then she kind of shies away when I go down to try to give her some pets or love attention. I really feel this is due to her being a stray. We don't know what life she lived before being rescued by you. So she could have been, people might not have been very nice to her, or she could have not had a very good life in the beginning. And also I think part of her breed, she's a terrier mix, I would say, and terriers tend to be a little more sensitive to their environment and a little more skittish anyway. So you're dealing with the fact that she was a rescue, and then also possibly breed specific behaviors. But she does have a lot of potential. So with Martha, I have to be honest and tell you I have felt a little more pressure with training her than other dogs because of your ideal expectations of her being an off-leash dog, and if she's running after something, stopping and coming to you instead of keep running. Those are high expectations for dogs in general. It's not impossible by any means, but with her sensitivity, her personality, it's going to be harder for Martha. Again, I'm not saying it's impossible, and I have seen her change throughout these 2 weeks, but it's just going to take a lot of time. It really will take a lot of time, and I don't know if she'll ever be that off-leash dog for you. There's a possibility. I know that you're very, very good owners, but what I had to work through in these 2 weeks was, one, just gaining her confidence in a new environment, and then two, just teach her what training's all about, since it didn't appear that she's had formal training before she was rescued. So I do see potential in her, but I want to have realistic expectations with you with Martha. And I know we've talked about it on the phone, but I just did want to reiterate it for you. So every time you watch the video, that you have a gentle reminder that there is potential, but right now, you know, I just want to be realistic with expectations that you have with Martha. So goals with Martha in these past 2 weeks was general obedience. We worked on sit, down, stay, leave it, come, loose leash walking. And again, we're scratching the surface on all of these behaviors. It was having her become comfortable in an unfamiliar environment, and just having her understand what training's all about. So we have a bit of a foundation for all these behaviors, which I'm very happy about. I have been implementing the clicker, and due to our past session that we had at your home, you understand what the clicker means for Martha. Martha? The clicker means she's being a good girl and she's going to receive a reward. You're not going to have to use the clicker all the time, but I really feel with Martha it's beneficial because it makes it very clear, yes, you're doing a good job and you're going to receive a treat. Martha, come. She works to hear the clicker, and she's very responsive to the clicker. So on behaviors that she's learning, you can start fading the clicker, but I would still definitely use it for the potty, her potty training, and honestly, I would use it when you can with her, and slowly start to decrease the use of it. But I just want you to keep on using it now because she is very responsive to it, and I like what I see with her when using the clicker. Don't panic if you don't have the clicker by any means, but when you can, I would still like you to use it. It would be beneficial. Good girl. Sit. I do want to address Martha's potty issue, as you're concerned about that. I tested the waters a little bit more with her the last couple days, and unfortunately she's made 2 mistakes in the house, even though she had gone potty outside. What I think is happening with her is, again, if she was a stray, she's never had to think about going potty. She's been able to just go potty. So I kind of think she still has that mentality. I would still take her out as much as you can and click and reward her for going potty in the right area. And I'm hoping with time this will, the light bulb will turn on that, oh, I should be going potty outside. In your house, I would block off large areas. So I wouldn't give her complete freedom of the house, but if you can use the exercise pen to block off, you know, the living room, or block off the hallway so she can't run down the hallway and run into the bedrooms, that would be beneficial. But I feel the light bulb has not went on for the potty issue. If you're able to catch her in the act of going potty in the house where you don't want her to, give a strong no, and then take her outside where she can go potty. It will give, again, a clear distinction of you don't go potty in the house, you go potty outside. That'll be helpful. I do find that little dogs are harder to potty train. I hate to put that thought in your head, but I'm just telling you in my past experiences that I found littler dogs to be difficult. So I know that you want her to ring a bell and tell you when she needs to go outside, and that is a possibility. But right now I think because she's had freedom to just go potty whenever she needed to, even if she was in a home before and she was just able to go potty, she wasn't potty trained, you're dealing with, she's approximately 2 years old, so you're dealing with old habits from there. So still use your clicker and treats and take away her freedom in the house when dealing with the potty training. So to address some of the behaviors that she's learned and how you can continue with her training, one thing I always have owners implement is sitting or lying down for everything. If a dog is sitting, they can't be jumping. They're looking to you for the next bit of information. Also, a dog that's lying down is not jumping. They're looking to you for the next bit of information. So when in doubt, ask her to sit or down. Also, sitting or lying down is a dog asking, please, can I be let out of my crate? Please, can I go out the door and go for a walk? It really helps working with dogs' impulse control. So I would like you to implement, Martha, sit, good girl. Sitting or, Martha, down, good girl. Sitting or lying down for everything. Good girl. You really couldn't see her lying down in that last piece, so, oh, it's hard to see her to lie down here too. There we go. Good down, Martha. Good girl. Good girl. Sit. Good girl. So the hand signal for down is just a flat palm down. facing down, and you go in a swooping motion. Good girl, Martha. Another thing that I'd like you to implement with her is the stay behavior. Stay is a great way to work with impulse control. Martha, 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 good girl, come, good, come. So for stay, you just have an open palm. You can ask her down, good girl. She preferred the down stay rather than the sit stay. Open palm in front of her and say stay. She's doing fairly well with this behavior. Good stay, Martha. Good stay. But again, so sitting and staying before she comes out of her crate. Martha, good girl. Down, stay. Sitting or staying before she comes out of her crate or before walking outdoors, or stay before she's allowed to eat her food. This all helps with impulse control. It just relaxes the dogs and gives them something to do. Martha, Martha. If she gets up from the stay, just tell her no and start all over again. Good girl, Martha, down. Good girl, stay. Good stay. And I like to use the clicker to tell her she's being a good girl. Good stay. If she hears the clicker and she gets up from her stay, that's okay, because the clicker tells the dogs that yes, you're doing a good job and you're finished with the behavior. When training coming when called, I train this in 3 separate stages. And then I even train what's called an emergency recall. So that's separate from your everyday recall. So Martha's still on her first stage of training a recall, which I call the recall game. And what this means is that Martha's anywhere in the house or the yard. You get her attention. You get her attention any other way than saying come. I know it sounds funny, but she doesn't understand what come fully means yet. So it's when she gets to you, then you'll go ahead and say the word come. She's focused right now, so I'm going to toss her a treat. Good girl. Martha, Martha, good girl, come. When she gets to me, I'll say the word come, and I'll click and reward. I also like to take her by the collar, because what I found with Martha is that she was very sensitive to my hand reaching down. She would run away. So every time we teach her, if she comes to us, we take her by the collar. She's not going to be afraid of our hand coming in and taking her by the collar. And that's one thing, again, just her skittishness that we had to work with, is letting her know that a hand coming down to take her by the collar was okay. So the recall game, she's anywhere in the house or the yard. Martha, Martha. You call her, come, but you do not say the word come until she's right next to you. So she's always successful when she hears the word come. She's right next to you when she hears that word. She's associating the word come with coming to me. The second stage is she's on a stay. Martha, stay. Martha, come. Martha, come. And I ask her to come. Good, come. That's the second stage of training her recall. Okay, this now leads us to our outside behaviors with Martha, taking her for walks and just giving her attention outside. You can work on everything that you were working on inside the house, outside, but just know that she's more sensitive to her environment around. So with her loose leash walking, this harness has been working very well. I have it clipped at her chest. So if she pulls, she's redirected to me. And then I can go ahead and reward her for paying attention to me. Martha. So right now in this brief demonstration, I just want you to watch how I engage with Martha on our walks. Good girl. I reward her for checking in on me. I talk to her. I engage with her so she wants to pay attention to me. I have the leash clipped at the chest. to help redirect her attention, and I reward her for being a good girl. I still use my clicker as she's very responsive to the clicker. Good girl, Martha. Let's go, sweetie. Good girl. Good girl, Martha. That's a good girl. Good girl. Let's go. Good girl. Good, Martha. That's a good girl. That's a good girl. If she starts pulling me, I'll turn and walk the other way. Martha, sit. Good girl. I reward her looking at me and checking in on me. Good girl, Martha. Good girl. Good girl. Martha. Good girl. That's a good girl. Good girl. Good girl, Martha. Good girl. I always keep her on my left-hand side, and the turns are important because it helps redirect her attention. I find hot dogs to be very effective on our walks because she really likes the hot dog, so it's a high rewarding treat. So I vary the type of reinforcement that she gets to keep her motivated on the walks. Overall, I'm very happy with Martha's progress in just 2 short weeks. Again, we don't know her past history. She's only been with you for 2 months, so there's a lot going on for her and for you, just learning how to deal with her. But I do see a lot of potential. She's doing well with her training. It's just up to you to keep up with it. When in doubt, ask her to sit. Be consistent and follow through. She's a good girl, she's smart, but she can just be sensitive to her environment. Otherwise, she's doing great. Know that I'm always here for you with any questions that you might have, so don't hesitate to give me a call, text, or email. Martha, Martha, good girl. Thanks, you guys.